Thank you. Good job to you guys.
Why do these moments never get old, Kyle?
Because you never know when the last one is.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Cuttin Corners. My name is Nathan Claflin.
And I am Carson Youngwood. And we are back today for episode 16. An episode we didn't want to have, but we're here to talk about everything racing, the good and bad. And we're going to talk a little bit about Kyle Busch after the tragic news of his passing last Thursday.
Yeah, we're here a little late, 11 o'clock on a Tuesday. I unfortunately was not able to record on a Monday because I had family business to attend to, meaning I had to go to a cookout. But regardless, we're here to talk about Kyle Busch today. He is the main focus of today's episode because his death has definitely changed the racing world in a very big way. It's definitely not something that's super easy to talk about. I remember, what happened? Oh, yes, graduation.
Yeah.
I had to attend my cousin's graduation, and I'm like, he's going across the stage, and all of a sudden I look down at my phone and like, Kyle Busch is dead. What?
I didn't believe it. I mean, you see the news and then everyone's just like, is this, like, there's no way this is real.
Yeah,
This
because
isn't real.
you see people like fake athletes' deaths all the time. Like anyone listening may remember, like on Twitter, someone posted like a whole tribute for LeBron James saying he died like a couple years back. And like for about 15 minutes, like Twitter was actually about to fall apart thinking LeBron James actually died. He's alive and he is well. But I thought it was one of those. And also people do retirement RIP stuff, you know?
Wow.
Like I remember seeing tons of RIP Casey Kane when he retired.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking, oh, he must have announced his retirement or it's just a sick joke. No, he's actually dead. Like I had to like triple fact check with a bunch of news programs. Like this can't be real.
I still don't think I fully like accepted or processed it, or even after watching the race this Sunday, I was still like, I don't believe it, you know?
Yeah, it doesn't feel right.
Crazy.
It does not feel right.
I don't know. It was wild. I've been a lifelong Kyle Busch fan. So like, I still like, am kind of like, okay, what do I do now? I saw the news and we talked later that night about it. And I think we were both I'm still in shock, but I was like, for a while, I was like, okay, what do I do now with my racing, like, career? I was like, I feel bad for Brixton because like, I'm not even related to the guy. And I was like, do I even want to like continue in racing, or like, what do I want to do here? I sat there for a good 10-20 minutes and like, okay, do I even want to keep watching racing or racing? But I don't know. The more I thought about it, it's like, you got to keep with it. He would want you to keep going. He wouldn't want anybody to quit racing or give up anything because of what happened to him. So yeah, we're still here. It won't be the same.
Definitely not.
Never be the same, but we're gonna keep rolling and keep trucking and make Cal proud.
Absolutely. I know throughout my time as a racing fan, I was never a very big Kyle Busch fan. He, of all people, knows that. But still, that's just wild. Like, and especially, it's been so long since an active driver
Dale Earnhardt, yeah,
has passed away. He was the last one. Thankfully, Kyle didn't die in a crash. That would be awful. That would make it worse.
Yeah.
But this definitely has had similar effects to Earnhardt. Like I imagine this is how people reacted, or at least similar.
Yeah.
When Earnhardt died,
you can like compare it to. I feel like it honestly could be bigger too, just because of social media.
Yeah.
You know, like that's all. I mean, that's like it's gotten better like today, but like the last few days, that's all I've been seeing. Like
yeah, me too.
Just like Kyle Busch tributes and like, all that stuff.
And even like digging, like it'll dig up old posts. Like all of a sudden I find all of Brexton's birthday posts on my feed.
He had his 11th birthday was like 3 days before Kyle Busch passed away.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
wild. I feel bad for him and his whole family because, yeah, I mean, Samantha lost her husband and then they lost their dad, his two
And
kids.
yeah, Kurt lost his brother. Like a bunch of people are affected, and a bunch of active drivers lost their hero too. I mean,
It was crazy to see how many like Cup Series people have been affected or like worked for Kyle Busch or like said that
Yeah.
they wouldn't be in their position without Kyle Busch.
there was they showed it at the Coke 600. I forget who it was. It was like a young, maybe it was Connor Zilic,
I think it was
Hocevar. Yeah, it was like him as like a 10-year-old sitting next to Kyle Busch. And that's crazy. That's up there with like the LeBron stuff, like him, playing with his old teammates' kids and stuff.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something. I completely forgot it. We went off on a separate thing. Man. I've been seeing like a bunch of I started playing a bit more racing games, and I think everyone has. Now that Kyle Busch has passed away, everyone's like kind of getting back into it, and like
Nostalgic.
in every single game, it's like there's a crap ton of 18s and 5s and 8s. Everyone's running Kyle Busch. There was this one I played where you got to open like crates to get certain drivers.
Yeah.
And like the whole chat was just like, does anyone have an extra Kyle Busch scheme? Anyone have extra Kyle Busch? I'll trade you. And like people were actually like reselling them for like crazy value. Like apparently they were trading for like extremely rare stuff. To get these like normal Kyle Busch schemes is pretty funny. I remember what I was gonna say now. It did not feel like his time and place to go right there. If instead of Kyle, someone like Richard Petty were to have died, sure, yeah, it would definitely affect the racing world because he is a legend. However, he is like a 1,000 years old.
Yeah, high 80, low 90, something like that.
If he passed away that day, everyone would understand. Old age, he's getting there. It's, he's probably pushing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
However, someone like Kyle, 41 years old, and just out of nowhere.
He won a race a few days before.
Yeah, he won the truck race at Dover. No one could have legitimately seen this coming. We knew there were issues with like his stuff after Watkins Glen and what you brought up to me, him becoming unresponsive at the sim.
Yeah. Just like, I mean, I guess that was like, it all happened so fast though. Like that happened like 24 hours later.
Yeah.
He was gone. I guess he had signed his stuff before but it just, I don't know, just escalated. Like that's stuff you can't like explain or.
I mean,
there's like stuff that you just don't expect to happen.
Yeah, I'd probably you'd be worried about his health, but you wouldn't expect him to be, passed away less than 24 hours later.
Yeah, no, because I saw that morning he was in the hospital, and I was like, oh, okay, that sucks. Like I'm sure like he'll be back though, and then just like a few hours later he was dead. I don't know. It's wild because I mean, there's gonna be plenty of times later this year where I'm gonna be at the racetrack and he was supposed to be there, and like I'm sure Brexton will be there racing. Like, there's gonna be plenty more times that like our schedules line up where we're at the same track together racing. So it's just like,
yeah. Well, I mean, do we know if Brexton's gonna continue racing? Because I don't know if I could.
I don't know. He has all this pressure on him now, though, to keep. I mean, RCR is saving the number 8 font or number 4 Brexton when he gets to NASCAR.
Oh boy!
Like they sent out a post like that, like, yeah, we're suspending the 8, but we're gonna save it for Brexton.
Well, that's assuming Brexton signs with Richard Childress. I don't know if I would. I mean, and it's what's wild to me is this whole season when it relates to Kyle Busch. Is people talking about the future of Kyle Busch. Everyone, yeah. He's going to sign with Hendrick. He's going to come back to Hendrick and run the 48. He's going to go here, allegedly.
Or something.
Yeah, Spire. Apparently Team Penske's going to make moves. He's going to go to Penske. And everyone thought Kyle Busch was going to have a great 2027. And then for this bombshell to be dropped on a random Tuesday?
Thursday.
Wednesday, Thursday, yeah. it's just the most insane thing ever. And like, even people who aren't racing fans were affected by this, because my cousin who graduated that day, our friend Eli, you know Eli.
Yeah, I know Eli.
And I like, holy crap, Kyle Busch just died. I'm telling them in the car, and Graham's like, Kyle Busch,
That's the one race car driver that like, I feel like everyone.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, the M&M guy.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like, Eli was like, who is Kyle Busch? And I showed him the M&M car, and like, oh, I've seen that one on TV. I know the M&M car. I love that car.
Like,
and so,
I mean, he hasn't ran the M&M car in like 5 years, but like,
yeah, but still,
that's what everyone remembers. Like,
it's one of the most iconic schemes in history. Like, it's up there with Richard Petty's like STP,
yeah,
and all that.
It for sure is now. But
Oh yeah, absolutely. With everything Kyle Busch related selling out. You said he bought his diecast,
a
right?
lot of diecast. Yeah, pretty much everything's like sold out. It's crazy.
And you know what sucks is that I really hope these brands don't milk his death and start pumping out merch and like wanting people to buy it, capitalizing off of his death for profit. I would hate that, but unfortunately, like, you know, that's just kind of how.
It sucks to see like all like the AI videos, like
Yeah.
Samantha Bush, like AI videos, or like Kurt Busch AI, or like them talking about like, I know what caused Kyle Busch's death, and like he's been dealing with this for years and no one said anything.
Yeah,
Like, I told him to stop, but he wouldn't. And it's like, what are we doing? Like,
it's just rage bait. There's
making videos to like just get views, like just
yeah,
clicks.
off of, you know, an actual human's death. You know, you got to think, like, imagine if their dad had died, would they want anyone doing that? In that same game where like people were begging for Kyle Busch schemes, like there was one guy in there trying to rage bait so badly, like saying, okay, I get it, he's dead, but you guys got to stop glazing him.
Like,
like, dude, he's dead.
That's wild.
And also, like, how can you say that about like a top God, I don't want to admit it now, but now that he's gone, like he's honestly probably top 5 all time. Could be. You could make an argument.
You can make an argument for it. I mean, he has the most NASCAR like all over wins.
Yeah. Which to me, honestly, if you ask me, is more impressive than 200 Cup Series wins. I value diversity over. Because could 20-year-old Richard Petty get in a modern NASCAR truck and win a race?
Probably. I mean, you look at like Ross Chastain's been running like all of the truck and Xfinity races. I think he's won one race this year.
I mean, because each car has its own like little differences, minute, you know, like, I mean, I could not tell you. I'm just someone watching on TV. No one watching from TV could tell you, but those pit crews, like going from a truck to a Cup Series car, like it's probably night and day for them.
They're all three completely like
almost
super different.
Yeah, the only similarity is that they're all NASCAR and stock cars.
No, but you just like look at like, I mean, there's been Cup drivers that come down and bushwhack like the Xfinity or the O'Reilly in the Truck Series, but like no one's, even the Cup guys haven't came close to how many races he's won in like all those series. So like it's not like, I feel like all those guys are pretty talented at they're racing that car every week, getting better at it, and he just shows up like there's once in a while and does it.
The Cup Series is top of the game. Like, I mean, if you take people like, I'm sure Ross Chastain is undoubtedly a better driver than some of those young guys down in the trucks and the O'Reilly series. However, it is very rare we see talent that can succeed so much across all three series. Like, I mean, before Kyle Busch, you had like Greg Biffle, and that was like, he was like the other like big triple threat. I don't know if you've seen that documentary talking about the NASCAR Triple Crown. No driver has ever won a championship in all three series, and only a select few have ever won a race in all three.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that too, because Cowboy, it's crazy, like talking about his future wise, because he had like, I don't know if you didn't listen to the press conference, but like he was talking to the president of NASCAR like a few days before, trying to get them to make a rule like if you're 40 plus you can run the full truck series, because he was trying to win the truck championship, because he's won an O'Reilly and Cup. He was trying to be the first one to win all three, because I know he talked about like a few years ago when Brexton's old enough, he's gonna like a year before Brexton's old enough to run trucks, he's going to retire from Cup and go run the truck series like a full season to try to win the championship. And then him and Brexton would split a truck. Like he'd run the short tracks and Cal would run the big tracks.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Brexton was old enough, he'd take over the truck like full time. So that sucks to see.
Yeah,
all of
that plans are out the window now. I'd imagine the Bush family is still recovering. They said pneumonia, right? Was the official cause?
Yeah, then it developed into sepsis.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, it was pneumonia, and then it turned into severe sepsis, and that's what it led to other complications and passing.
Yeah, that's jeez. Racing's going to be a lot different from now on. We're going to see a lot more, tributes and all sorts of things. I'm sure there's going to be 1,000 memorials.
Yeah, I'm wondering what NASCAR is going to do the rest of the. I'm sure they'll have every lap 8 is a silent lap or whatever, like they've done.
Yeah, like they did
this weekend. I feel like they did good with the tributes,
NASCAR
did. Talking about it, it was. I don't know. It was just crazy to sit there and watch. I'm ready to get back to the racetrack. I feel like that's going to be the best place I can be to accept and get through it all. Hoping I can pull off some more wins and have a good season for Cal.
Yeah, I'm hoping a lot of these teams, people that looked up to Kyle Busch, like Spire, a lot of their drivers, Suarez raced on the same team as him, and Hocevar looked up to him as a kid. A lot of these guys are going to, take his death, use it as fuel, and kind of similar to how Earnhardt died. Earnhardt Incorporated had where's the Richard? I don't even know if he had his own team at that time.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, Earnhardt Incorporated had its best season ever. With Earnhardt Jr., Michael Waltrip, and Kevin Harvick all scoring victories. I wonder if we'll see a similar story to Kevin Harvick. Austin Hill will be the next Kevin Harvick.
I'd love to see it. I wonder who they're going to run in that car the rest of the year, because that was just a one.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be Austin Hill or.
I don't know, because Kyle Busch was getting way more out of that car than speed wise it was, because you saw Austin Hill and Austin Dillon, they were just them, but they ran 30th the whole. I know they're probably not in it because just everything else that's happened.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they're both devastated.
But, I don't know, poor RCR or poor Richard Childress. That's the second driver he's.
Yeah,
I don't know. At least Dale Earnhardt was you knew immediately what caused his death too. There was so much 2 or 3 days where no one knew what happened.
Yeah, to Kyle, yeah.
He was dead. No one knew what happened.
Yeah, and all they said was some illness. Yeah. And what does that even mean? And part of me hoped it was some setup. So because you ever heard about celebrities faking their death? All the conspiracy that Elvis never died. He just didn't want to deal with the fame.
Yeah.
And snuck off to some foreign country and just pretended he was dead so people wouldn't follow him. Part of me was oh, I hope this is some conspiracy, but no. Why would he do that?
Yeah, I mean, he seemed happy with his family and kids racing and all that stuff, even though the Cup stuff wasn't going the best. He was still rocking and rolling, enjoying watching Brexton race and all that stuff.
Yeah, he had 2 happy kids, hot wife, 2-time Cup Series champion. What was there to be sad about?
Yeah, I don't know. I know when he showed up at Anderson, they were both having a good time just being there. And I guess looking back on that now, I'm super grateful for that opportunity I had to race against him and have a actual conversation, standing there with him,
Mm-hmm.
Face to face, having actual conversations about racing, setup and what the car is gonna do and just all that stuff,
Yeah, and I saw some of the I learned about it from that Roblox league we've been racing in recently. They were the first ones to post a tribute about him. I had no idea just how many Kyle Busch fans were in there. Apparently, everyone was sharing a bit too much information about how they were grieving. People were admitting to crying their eyes out. One guy said, "Yeah, I just threw up everywhere." Okay.
I cried.
Yeah, I cried a little bit, and like I never liked the guy. I don't think I've ever once sat there and like, yes, Kyle Busch win.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I would never want him to die.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like I've always had respect for him. He's one of the greatest to ever do it. I just hated seeing him actually do it. Which I guess, you know, that's probably a similar reaction to how like Earnhardt haters reacted to him. Like Jeff Gordon fans when Earnhardt died. It's probably how they felt.
Yeah, probably. But I mean, it's still just an awful tragedy. No matter what
Yeah.
it is.
But I mean, I guess from here on out, we just have to keep pushing forward. NASCAR always pushes forward. You're going to have to keep pushing forward. And hopefully we can, you know, turn his death into more good than bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I've realized over the past few days after this, the more I've been thinking, like, all this racing stuff isn't like as important as we make it out to be or stress ourselves out over it to be. Like going to the no matter what happens at the racetrack every Friday night or Saturday night, whenever we go, like it's the next day, like it changes nothing the next day, really, to be honest. Like there's like, sure we win, there's like 30 minutes where it's like, yeah, we won, and then it's like,
Yeah.
okay, like now we're on the next week. So like it's more just about there's stuff way bigger than just going to the racetrack and racing. I appreciate you going with us every weekend. I have fun doing that. And yeah, it's just about the people you're around and all that. There's a lot bigger stuff in life than just driving a race car.
Yeah, it's a very community-based sport. Honestly, I don't think I've ever seen as well. Like, you know, I've been to plenty sporting events across multiple things. I don't think I've ever seen as welcoming as like a community. Like I could walk up to anyone working on any car and have a talk with them, and they'd sit there and like show me like, oh yeah, this is what I'm working on. This is what we're doing. Like you can just talk to anyone. Everyone at the racetrack is super kind. And you don't really see that with any other sport. And at the end of the day, you really just want everyone to come home safe. You know, racing is a very, very dangerous venture. And, you know, that's part of the thing you kind of just got to accept with racing is that you don't want it to happen, but eventually someone's going to get hurt. And I mean, thankfully not as much in recent times, but especially back in the day, you got to accept that someone's probably going to die at some point. Whether it be on the track issues or off track issues. So, you know, it really makes you grateful for all those, you know, nasty crashes we've seen at Anderson and see those people walk out just fine.
Yeah.
You know, because I mean, I wouldn't imagine what effect a death at a short local track would cause. Mm-hmm. And especially like, I'm sure Anderson isn't happy. I mean, they just had Kyle Busch there a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Before Darlington.
Every racetrack has like some like kind of connection to Kyle Busch because he showed up in like everywhere. He'd go race anything, anywhere. Yeah, I don't know. I still don't fully believe it. I guess that's kind of most of the things we wanted to say about Kyle Busch. Don't you think you have anything you wanted to add? Comments?
Rest in peace to the legend. As much as I didn't like watching him win, I kind of wish I got to see him win one more time.
Yeah, it was cool to see him win on like
at
least go out on top, like his last points race, because technically Dover was an all-star race.
Yeah,
like his last points race he won, so that's kind of cool to see. At least he was still winning. Like
that is true.
Life at the end.
Yeah, I'm sure he was decently content with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really all we have to say about Kyle. This is a bit of a mini episode. I know we didn't talk about much of anything, but it's kind of hard to, you know, and now let's move on to the Coke 600 after this. So we're going to continue on. This is like an actual mini episode. We're not lying to you for the first time ever. And then episode 17, which we're going to record in like here in about 10 minutes, maybe, will be a full length. Try and...
I'll post that one after. I'll post that one like like probably like 24 hours after I posted this one. So
Yeah, okay.
Like a little bit just to sit
Gotcha.
and stuff.
So we're going to go move on to episode 17. Thank you so much for tuning in. Rest in peace, Kyle Busch.
Yes, I'm Carson Youngblood.
And I am Nathan Clapton.
We will see you guys in the next episode.
I'm here today with Kyle Busch, NASCAR driver. He decided to show up and race Legends cars tonight at Anderson.